Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday night, and you know what that means. Just a Bit Outside radio show live on the air. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Share that link. Share that love. Give us a like, a subscribe. All those fun things the social influencers ask you to do. We got a lot going on. Busy night. U.S. Open finals coming up. Tournament wrapping up. NFL season starting. Keisha, if I could, if I was musically inclined to celebrate the how busy it is, I would be singing a song from the Sister Act 2 soundtrack. You know exactly which one it is, too, right?
Joyful, joyful Lord.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day. Let's sprinkle that on top, too. Yo, man, I am so excited, you guys. Tonight is so huge for the average sports fan, okay? Just like Mark said, we got the NFL popping off tonight with a much anticipated matchup, and it's going to be a fantastic game too. But more importantly, we are in full effect in Flushing Meadows, you guys. The U.S. Open tournament has been so exciting this year, and last week we talked about how the Americans, Team USA has been fully representing, and they have continued with much success as we roll into the semis tonight. Man, we got two fantastic matches going down. I'm going to try my hardest, Mark. I'm going to try really hard not to rush this show because, we got two ladies about to take the court up in Flushing Meadows, Queens right now, Arthur Ashe Stadium. We got golf versus Muchova, and, that's going down, I would say, probably in about 10-15 minutes, and it's a big matchup for tennis fans tonight. But not only do we have all of this fantastic sports stuff to talk to you about this evening, we have a special guest, a good friend of mine who is also an avid tennis fan. We have Miss Jada Carr in the building. Jada, what's going on, babe?
Not much, Keisha, not much. This is so long overdue. I'm so excited and pumped. Let's get into it.
Yes, we've talked. We always talk on social media. You're one of my social media tennis fan friends. Whenever the majors go down, we always have some type of discourse or another about at least one player at least one point, if not multiple, in the tournament. So, like you said, long overdue, and I'm glad we're able to do it tonight on the show. So, first things first, let everybody know how fully 410 you are. Where you from?
I absolutely love tennis. I'm from Maryland. Grew up in Woodlawn, transferred over to Pikesville, and not too far. I'm still nearby. Raised my kids nearby, met my husband nearby. This is my home.
All right. That's what's up. Now, you said you're a big tennis fan. I love when, and Mark knows what I'm saying, we do this all the time. He's always invited to the cookout. I love when our people are fans of tennis. Okay? Yes. And when I say I love our people are fans of tennis, I'm talking about, early 90s, I'm talking, Serena, Venus in the juniors, you know what I mean? I'm talking, in your history, Arthur Ashe, Althea Gibson, but let me just ask you personally, when did you become a fan of tennis?
When did you fall in love with hip tennis?
Word.
I actually played in high school. I was
wait a minute, hold up, Jada.
You're not gonna find any pictures anywhere of me playing tennis. What? Trash. I played doubles. I like
Get out of here.
My favorite teacher, which was a gym teacher, she needed people to play tennis. So I was like, yeah, and I saw that outfit. Heck yeah, okay, cool.
And where was this at? Was this in Pikesville or Woodlawn?
This was at Milford. I had already
Milford, okay.
This is at Milford.
Okay.
I was like, that's cool, I can get into it. So that's where I really learned the base of the sport. I did doubles. My partner, she was just as bad as I was, so we was meant to be. But I was able to see good players and see those single matches. They were just too long, too hot, too that. So I gained like a huge respect for anybody that does it because Lord knows it's not easy. As you can see with as they're struggling now, flushing medals with the weather and all of that. Yeah, it's a long sport. You can't cut out early or you got to play all those matches all the way through whether you're winning or losing. So that's when I was really first introduced to it. So that was in like 91, 92.
Yeah, right into the
a little bit
exciting.
Of touch with it. Yeah, life happens. You go to college. You go this. You do this. You're vacationing. You know, hey, you living your best life.
Right on.
I kind of came around to it shortly after. I still had my record at my mom's house, so I would go to the trailer park and play. I don't even know where that record is. Then I always planned to physically play once I had my sons, but I just never got around to teaching them. But I started watching it heavy the year I graduated college in 2000. Like every year I knew once June hit, July hit, it's on like popcorn. And so, you know, job searching, getting home, you know, whatever. I knew what time it came on. And so I just started watching it, getting familiar with the players. I don't know the older ones as well besides the obvious ones like the ones you named and their impact. But that's where I kind of jumped in. So although I haven't physically gotten into it, mentally I'm like into it. Like I'm so pumped. I can't wait till I go to my next match. Like I've already said goals with my husband, like we're going to at least 1 or 2 away matches every year. I had one with my girlfriend. We going to one every other year. We going to the U.S. Open. Like, and then I saw you and your mom was going. I'm like, I want to go too. And then I just took for granted that we had tennis in our own backyard, right here in Washington D.C.
Yes.
I'm like, D.C. or out the country D.C. But it's D.C. down the street D.C. Get in your vehicle on a train D.C. And it's not even expensive.
Yeah.
So those experiences just went on and on. They just keep going on. Like even though I feel like I've always been a fan, I can see myself even growing even more into the, probably not a word, but like fanship. Like
fandom. I can dig it.
I'm playing. Like I'm. To air fry me some chicken and meat. I'm not playing today. Girl,
I love it. You know, you said that you mentioned that you got, you know, you started to really get into it around 2000, and you know, I feel like that is kind of like a pivotal time, especially when we talk about the careers of the Williams sisters. Yeah. And you know, you graduated from college 2000. I graduated from college 2001. You know, we are not that far in difference of age with Venus and Serena, and I'd like to think that a lot of us, you know, our interest with the sport grew as their professionalism grew, as their skill level grew, as they got better and better, and we basically kind of grew up with these girls. You know what I'm saying?
It's us.
Yes, exactly. And it's so funny because, you know, when my brothers and I, when we were probably about, I would say like 8, 9, 10 years old, you know, my mom, she always played tennis. She really wanted us to get into tennis. Oh, we were not trying to hear it. We were trying to be out there like Michael Jordan and Barry Bonds and Lisa Leslie, and you know, we weren't really trying to hear no tennis. Now, you know, we fast forward to 99, 2000. We all settling in as a family to watch these Williams sisters play, and you know, it would never fail. It would never fail. My mother, every time, this could have been y'all. This could have been y'all, but you didn't want to play. You know?
Yeah, that is so
dope. You know, you saying that really took me back, man. It gives me a nice little chuckle, for real.
It's to have that exposure, because a lot of people don't have that exposure. Like my mom, she came from the country, so she was scratching and surviving on the age of slavery. So like, she wasn't playing no tennis. You know, so I just happen, like, if it wasn't for that gym teacher and just, you know, getting me out there, you know, me just agreeing and then finding out more, you know. And so when I do go to these matches, I love to see not just us, but I see so many different ethnic backgrounds.
Yes.
Like Asian, black, white. I mean, you name it. I mean, just so many backgrounds. I see it's becoming more and more popular. And I
It's a
think
worldwide
it's because
sport.
we have those, we have the Venus and Serena, but then we also do have the background of the individuals from the other countries that we were just speaking about off air. That we like all these people. Of course, we go for USA, but just to see places that weren't even able to get on a flight to come over here, 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they come over here and competing and growing and intermingling with others and just growing everything. It's just amazing. I love it so much, and I'm so happy to witness it.
Fantastic, and I totally agree with you. Of course, Venus and Serena, especially Venus with all of her work with Title IX and whatnot, they get a lot of notoriety with breaking barriers and paving ways. But another tennis professional women's tennis player that I like to talk about is Ons Jabeur, and her being
She's
Muslim.
Really
and giving a face to the Muslim girls and women, for the sport as well, which, they really don't have too many. I believe it was like maybe a year or two ago when she reached a finals major, and she was the first African/Muslim, woman to do that. So, we're all about these firsts, nowadays. So, I can definitely dig it and feel you on the significance of that. But let's get back to you, though, for real. So, we talked about, your love for tennis, how it started and everything like that. Now, I know that we've talked a lot about, not only we just talked about you playing, but, you continue to get involved with the sport via volunteering. And I'd like to talk to our fans and let our fans hear a little bit about that experience that you recently had as well. Mark, hey, my man.
Yeah.
The pictures that we got, can we kind of, display this as we're talking about Jada's recent experience at the City Open?
Yeah, of course.
Can we do that? Okay, fantastic. Great. So Jada, let's talk about this volunteering experience. A lot of times people talk about, attending tennis events and things like that, but, not often do I talk to my fellow friends who are fans. Not often do I hear like, yo, I was behind the scenes, I was working, I was volunteering. And you were actually one of the first friends of mine that we've actually had a conversation about that. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be fantastic to share that experience with our outsiders about your recent time at the City Open, which goes down in the summertime annually in D.C. So first things first, what made you get into or inquire about volunteering at a tennis tournament? It's really neat.
I'm a volunteer person. I just have a social work background, so we just got stuff for free.
Yeah.
The first time I went to the U.S. Open, I think it was 3 years ago, and I'm walking and I saw people that look like me, you, our parents, ancestors, like from 8 to 80, literally, just walking around and doing stuff, and they were making things happen. And they weren't stressed out about it. It wasn't like work. It was stuff that needed to be done, from the ticket collector to the food, whatever, to the one that lets you in the matches at the game. So I was like, I want to do this. So, and then I was like, oh, they get a lanyard. We love our lanyards. So on the way out, I stopped at the tent. It's a few small tents. So they had a volunteer tent. So I asked the lady working, like, hey, what do you have to do to volunteer? And they're like, all you have to do is just, sign up online. They normally open it up around, I don't know, she said like August, May, not August, around April, May, something like that. So I was like, okay. And so I kept logging onto the site, and it was showing the previous year thing. And then I saw it, but I froze up. I was like, no, it's a hot summer. I don't want to do it. I don't know if they're going to have me do. I don't know anybody. It's far away. So that happened for about 2 years. This year, I was like, I'm going to do it.
I love it.
And it was so easy. It was like easier than an unemployment application. You literally just go in there. Like, the site is even nice as the people. They have like 5 to 6 different things. You can pick something like be a greeter at the airport. You're the one that greet the, tennis stars when they call. I was like, no, because I'm going to get fired from my free job, because I'm going to act a whole fool when I see Coco walk down there. Oh, then you could be a driver from the hotel to the site or to their practice site. I'm like, no, I'm going to act a whole fool and crash the vehicle. So I picked there are other ones, because you can also be like a hostess in the suites and, whatever. I picked one that I figured was indoors, which was volunteer services. So what I did, and then you sign up for what you want to do. You have to do a minimum of 2 shifts. The shifts are broken up twice a day. The only training was like a 1 hour training. Then everything else is through email, because once you get there, they basically give you about 4 or 5 sentences and you got it. It's nothing. They have so many volunteers that no one's going to be stressed out. So I signed up to work the volunteer tent. So my thing was I had to sign the volunteers in. You get your credentials at the front gate, which is a new credential every day, which basically says you have access to certain parts of the premises. And so depending what you were doing, like the people that worked on the court or in hospitality, like with the actual players, they had like higher credentials or whatever. But I worked in the volunteer tent, so I just had to sign them in, make sure they got their shirt, and you get 1 to 2 shirts for the week, and then they graciously gave us these nice water bottles. And that's it. Like, we weren't even that busy. I had to give out food tickets. The caterer actually came to where we were. We eat for free. You get to watch any match that's going on for free. And they put you in a drawing for any match you want to attend. But everybody got their choices. Like, I did the minimum amount of shifts, too. I went in 2 mornings. Next year, I think I'm going to do a full day. So, because the mornings I did go in, I was so amazed. I didn't even leave on time. So I'm like, I might as well just stay all day. They cover your parking, shuttle, and the people that work there are so nice. Like the people that are the actual managers for each part, they'll say, hey, honey, you want to go see? Like Coco was practicing out there. As Coco, real quick. But it's funny because Coco had actually said when they was asking her, how does she know how to play so hard, or she doesn't seem to get tired? She said when she practices twice as hard than she plays, so when she plays, she doesn't get tired.
Damn.
And Coco was out there practicing the days where she did not have matches, so you can actually walk up to the fence and just kind of stalk her a little bit. You can go get something to eat, even though you just had some free food, which was very good from the caterer. It's just such a dope experience, and I met so many cool people. I met people that actually took off their jobs and flew here to stay in an Airbnb with their children, so their children could get the experience. And meanwhile, the parent would do, a more parental thing. The kids were like the ball kids, which the ball kids, I think it's supposed to be age 14 or up, because they had some people that was 15, 16, 17. They had people that was 65, 66. They were fit. They get free outfits, tennis shoes. Like, they take care of you.
Wow.
Dig it.
And you get to see the players. Like, you could just be running to the ladies' room or the men's room, and the players are just walking regular, because it's early. I went early in the morning, so I had to be there like 7. And they're just walking regular. Like, and they're nice. They're really nice. Now, the only thing was we weren't able to ask for autographs or pictures while we
interact
in our
with
volunteer shirt, but you could change your shirt. Because the one time I was like, I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'm not going to change my shirt. And here comes Layla Fernandez. I was like, I hate this place.
Oh, my God.
I hate this place.
Oh, my goodness.
It was just so awesome. I mean, just to see, like, the candid, like, Tiafo and Chris Eubanks out there. They were actually playing each other in doubles, and they were having, like, a great time. Like, they were at Drew Hill Park somewhere, like, family reunion. Great time. It was so interesting just to see that part of their life not being so intense. Because I know, of course, the further you get in the match, the more intense it gets. I mean, they're just like regular. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know that face. I know that racket. I know this. I know that. So I would definitely do it again. I highly recommend it to anybody just for the experience. My husband has actually committed to doing it next year, and I'm so excited. Like, we're definitely going to make it down of it and take our 4 free tickets afterwards and go to these matches. But, like I said, you get to see so much tennis there. Like, I had already bought my tickets for that Saturday semifinal, but if I knew I was going to see so much tennis during the week, and then I got free tickets, so I literally went 4 days when I could have went 2.
Yeah, and that city open this year was really special because Coco, Coco did really well, and I know that you're a big fan of hers. Yeah, and let's talk about Coco. Let's do it. Let's get into it
with that.
She's actually, on the mic, as we say here at Jabo. She's on the court right now, taking on Karolina Muchova up there in Flushing Meadows for the U.S. Open semifinals. Coco is currently ranked number 6. We talked about the recent success that she's had. I mean, she's been rolling through. The U.S. Open. She's had a couple of hiccups. Muchova, ranked number 10. She's also, she's had a couple of upsets on her road to the semi. So some nice, surprising, solid play from her. Like I said, I want to talk about Coco. Coco has recently gone through a few changes. She's 19. Coaching. Yes. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about this. She's 19 right now, but you can tell not only with her game, but with her personality that she is starting to mature.
Amazing.
She is starting to mature. Now, I mean, you just mentioned it. She recently switched up coaches. She now has Brad Gilbert, and I think that was a fantastic move for her, Jada. I mean, you could tell. I mean, with the taking of the championship at City Open, you could tell she was just starting to roll. And her confidence was really building. Now here we are in the semis, with Coco Gauff, and how are you liking her chances tonight?
Oh, I think her chances are great. The only thing about this tournament itself that's really throwing me off, especially this, is like ranking. Once you get on that court, doesn't mean anything. Just watching the number, 23 beat number 10, and just like it's like once you get on that court, anything can happen. But the thing with Coco is, she is so mentally focused, and the way she praises her coach, I'm like, damn, I need to be Brad. Maybe he's like a life coach or something. Like, the best things about her coach, and I've heard anybody say about any coach for any team, any sport, but you can see it. You can literally see her change a few months ago to today, and just the way she interviews through all the adversity she's been going through from these umpires and interviewers, and just how she's holding her own. It's like when she comes to work on that court, it's like effortless. Like, I only feel like she probably worked 2 out of 10 days for real. Like, and she said the number one thing he told her was, try to enjoy yourself a little bit. She was saying how she was just taking everything so seriously. And her enjoying herself, it kind of loosened her up to make those changes as needed. Because sometimes they beat themselves up so bad. I mean, I understand it's a big job, but your body is taking on that stress, and she got it. She's so young. Team Coco. It's a lot of people I like out here, but if they're playing Coco, she's going to be my pick always.
Yeah, you mentioned something I kind of want to delve into a little bit more, and you're talking about the mental focus of Coco Gauff and the things that you have been noticing. Yeah, I want to go back a couple of matches to when she played, I believe it was Caroline Wozniacki. Okay.
Yeah.
And Brad Gilbert, he has we're in the age now with the rule changes. You got the coaches box; they could be vocal and things like that. Coco dropped the first set against Caroline, and I remember watching this and watching to see how she would respond after dropping the first set. The old Coco would have beat herself up. Oh my God. And you're absolutely right. She had a problem with staying mentally tough. But when she went into that second set, you could see that she had a different type of determination. What was I saying offline? The eye of the tiger, the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
And I was really taken aback when Brad Gilbert was, he was doing his thing. He was coaching. There's a fine line with coaching, especially with the new rules now. When is too much? When should I ease back? But there was a point in the second set where she told Brad, like, yo, chill, I got this. Yes. And I was so, seriously, I was like, she is ready to take this whole entire tournament. You know what I mean? And
yes,
it did, and she backed the shit up. And that's the biggest thing of it all. Like, not only did you talk it, you backed it up and came in full effect. I mean, completely turned the game around, took control of the match, and ended up winning it in 3 sets, man. I mean, it was just really a fun thing to watch, really a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, that was the one match I was like, because I just watched Caroline murder the person she had for her.
Yes.
It was a mindset. It had to be, because physically she could have beat Coco, but mentally she could not beat her. She just couldn't. Yes. And I mean, it is what it is, but that was she's probably one of the only people I had any concern about Coco playing. And Coco breezed through that like it's nothing.
Yeah, so we go. I mean, I know that we have played 3 games. This is your first easy money pick of the night. I mean, you really already heard it. We are definitely down with Coco Golf. So you go ahead and book that. If you want to get extra spicy with it, go ahead and take Coco Golf straight sets 2-0. I'm feeling it. She looks like I mean, I got the game on right now in the background. She looks like she's still in the zone. And 2-0 is very doable, folks. So that's your first easy money pick of the night. Okay, now Jada, let's move to prime time. This is the biggie. I really feel like Coco was going to breeze, through this first match, but tonight is the main event. We got some heavy hitters. We have another American, Miss Madison Keys, who is taking on Miss Arena Sabalenka. We talk offline. Both of us are fans of both players. Yes, Madison Keys currently sitting at number 17. Arena Sabalenka sitting at number 2. We all know what Arena Sabalenka brings to the table. She's not number 2 for nothing. And as a matter of fact, I was just thinking, as you were talking about the rankings mean nothing when you hit the court. It's like, it really doesn't, because in reality, when this whole tournament is said and done, Sabalenka's going to be ranked number 1 due to the fact that my girl Iga, got dropped so early in the tournament. But let's talk about Madison Keys. I honestly feel like Jada, this is the best tennis she's ever played in her life.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, they are playing to win. Everybody came to work, baby. It's just like any given Sunday, but not on Sunday. Like, I win. That's why I'm like, I'm just gonna take my favorite and stick with it. Like, that's my girl. I'm gonna stick beside her. But I mean, we are seeing some very good showdowns, and Madison is definitely up there. But Sabalenka, she's been pulling at my heartstrings for a couple years, so
yes.
I'm probably not going to root for either one of them tonight, and just root for good tennis to not go past midnight. That's all I got on them. That's all
root for tennis to not go past midnight.
Because once they turn that corner, you don't know what the hell is about to go on. Like, it's like a show.
And I feel like we're getting a break tonight because there are no men's matches. Yeah, if you're a tennis fan like Jada and I, you've been staying up till 1-2 o'clock in the morning watching these 4 or 5 set matches, and then you got to go to work or handle your responsibilities the next day looking like a zombie.
And you're like, that's the hour, so it's not like you go right to sleep after.
Right to sleep. Right.
You got to do whatever. You just missed the past 5 to 6 hours. So I'm thankful for some sleep tonight, but I mean, like, I'm not gonna say I haven't gotten anything done this week, but I ain't get shit done this week. Like, I'm TV. Like, some birthdays, appointments, all kinds of stuff, because it's history. Like, it's history just to have the individuals we have in the match, and just the age. Everybody's like babies almost.
Babies, all of them, yes.
And then I'm having babies coming back and playing. Like, it's crazy.
I have to admit, we just had Labor Day weekend. This is the first Labor Day holiday that I did not go to a cookout. I purposefully told people to leave me alone because all I wanted to do was watch tennis. It's been that exciting to me.
And I mean, some people are just losing so fast, and then some of them, they go work shift. But you never know. Like, the one time I did leave out, I was like, I'm going to get back so I can watch the men's match. And then ESPN2, They not really doing us right on these matches. Like, they'll be like, y'all on one channel, Coco on the other, and it might be a doubles with Townsend. But they finishing up like a newscast or something. So you can't see it for 15 minutes.
Right.
You miss, I mean,
yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I hope we work on that by next year.
Yeah. And, you know, we were talking about tonight's match between the two phenomenal tennis players. And, you know, once again, this does not happen often, Mark, where I just agree so much with our guest. But I have to agree with Jada again about, you know, tonight's match. It is hard to pick a winner
I wouldn't bet money
for tonight outsiders, right? And this is where we're going with it. We're going with the easy money pick. It is not an easy pick to pick between these two players. So what I'm going to tell my outsiders for tonight, as far as this match is concerned, I would take the over 19 and a half games. I would actually take that joint to over 20 and a half games, because I think this is going to be a 3-set match. So if you want to take those points, outsiders, you're going to play that late game. You know, anything between 19 and a half, 20 and a half games over is your way to go. I feel like, you know, Madison has been playing really well. She's got a lot of momentum going up against one of the titans, the queen titans of tennis, and it's going to be a battle. That's what I'm looking for tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so there we go. We got 2 easy money picks. We got another one coming on later with football, but Mark and I will be talking about that. But we're gonna wrap things up here with Jada. Now, Jada, remember you saying earlier that you had gone to the U.S. Open for the first time. What was that, 3 years ago?
No, that was last year.
Last year. Okay, last year.
Yes. And when you buy those tickets, you don't know who you're going to see. You just don't know who it is. And I saw our girl, Serena.
Did you really?
Oh,
wow.
I couldn't reach out and touch her.
Yeah.
If I called her name, she would hear me. I was in awe. Like, it literally took me about 48 minutes to, I'm like, I'm here. I'm here.
And this was your first trip to Queens?
That was my first trip.
Oh my God, and you got to see like Serena in all of her glory. That is freaking special.
She choked up with that speech. I was crying like a family member. I was so amazing, like so amazing. And then after her, Medvedev, he played, so that was one of those 1 o'clock I had to leave midway through. But I was so happy to catch her and even catch a glimpse of him, because he's one of my faves.
He's been doing really well too. He's still in it. He's still in it.
Amazing, yeah. So I definitely look back. I look forward to who knows what next year holds. I got Nick coming back. We got Osaka in the chat. I don't know what's going to happen next year, but I will be at the U.S. Open again next year, same day, same time. I think that Friday night, you kind of guaranteed some greatness. You don't know who, but it's going to be great, because this past Friday was great. So I'm going to stick with my same day and weekend, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Okay, so, you definitely have a return to Flushing Meadows on your list. Is there any other tennis tournaments that you've kind of circled or that you've kind of noted as, this is on my bucket list. I got to do this before I check out?
Yeah, I'm going to Miami Open. I'm going to Atlanta Open. The only reason Open is in March. The only reason I go to Atlanta Open is because it's a week before DC. So I already committed now that I'm going to do Atlanta Open next year and then volunteer at the end of DC. So it's just not back-to-back seeing the same exact people, but just getting like a little rest, get off the flight, whatever. And then I'm doing U.S. Open end of August.
Fantastic.
And every year I'm going to do a different one. I want to do the Charleston one. I want to do the Cincinnati one. Now,
I want to get up to Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yeah, that Cincy was pretty serious.
I
plan to do at least 2 away matches a year and then still do the DC one, because just like with everything else with Maryland and Baltimore, we tend to overlook the gyms we have close to and going to the DC Open is just as hype as going to the U.S. Open. It's just not a property. But it's the same hype. It's the same things on the line. and it means the same to the players. It's just us taking it for granted. So I definitely want to keep, a foot in that door for sure. And I'm definitely going to volunteer again. And I'm definitely going to reach out to you. On that roster.
Yeah, I chickened out this year, but I really want to do it next year. I really want to do it.
Yeah,
but
so dope.
Really quickly before you go, I'd like to get your picks to for who's going to win it all for this year's 2023 U.S. Open on the men's and women's bracket. Let's start off with the men's. We didn't spend too many times on the fellas.
We didn't
tonight.
I don't even know if I want to say this out loud, but I'm gonna say Ben Shelton.
Woo! I love my underdog pick. I love it. I love my underdog pick, and I was really impressed with the whipping he bestowed upon Francis Tiafoe. I wanted to cry. Yeah, but I was impressed.
So confused. He didn't know his time or place. That first match, his face was like, Jada, don't even worry about it. I got you next year. That's what I got. Because Francis is just like, WTF.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Boy, I'm not as up on him. I'm learning more as I watch him. I just finished getting a little bit on his parents. Now, the only thing is, when his dad was getting on his nerves and told him, to kind of calm down with them serves and their return the other day, and he kind of brushed them off, and then he lost that ball a couple times. And it's that Kobe so look. I was like, he's gonna beat him when he get outside, but he has a little bit to learn. Everything's peaches and cream. I hope his mind doesn't kind of put him above, where he thinks he is, but he can go further. But he got it physically with that serve, 149 pounds.
So strong.
He got it. I think he is going to take this one.
The swag too. The swag was what made my mouth drop open. I mean, the whole
muscle up is done.
Yes. Or when he does the hang up the phone thing, I'm like, man, it's like he just ended the life of his opponent.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's Alcaraz.
And how fantastic would that be? I mean, these are two. I mean, Alcaraz is already a star, very young. Ben Shelton is making a name for himself in this tournament. I mean, we're talking about a kid who never left the country until this year at 20 years old. Well, I think he was 19 then, to go to Wimbledon, which made my mouth drop open. And to come in and handle this kind of pressure on tennis largest stage is just oh man, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. He's excellent. Yeah. Fantastic. So I'm looking at Brad Gilbert right now. He's in neutral. He's chilling, and he really has no reason to say anything because Coco Gauff is currently up 4-1, and she looks like she's about to break again. So Karolina Muchova has her hand full. Yeah, Muchova definitely has her hands full. Let's talk about the women. Who do you think is going to take it all for our ladies?
Coco.
Me too. And
she's determined.
Mark will tell you, and some of our outsiders will tell you, after the City Open and just really believing, I was saying back then, put your money on Coco to take it all. I'm pretty sure that the odds aren't as good as they were a couple of months ago, but I'm feeling that pick with you as well. I'm feeling that pick too. Definitely.
I need her to get more endorsements. I'm rooting for Coco to get those Sloane Steven endorsements. We need those. Yeah. Because her net worth, I feel like, should be higher.
Should be.
Even after she's already won the few she has, I don't know if they tally it up at the end of the year, but she is definitely deserving of Sydney Valley.
I'm expecting that to be coming down the pike. I'm expecting this to be coming down the pike, especially after these wins. Really quickly, two more things before we let you go, Jada. Volunteering for the City Open. Could you put that information back out there for our outsiders, please?
Yes. What I'll do is I'll get the link and put it on the Facebook page and the YouTube. Under comments.
Sure.
But
fantastic.
Like around April. And what it's going to do is it's going to show you the information from 2023, and then it'll just switch to 2024 when it's ready.
Okay. All right,
And I
fantastic.
mean, it's effortless. I got my first choice. They make you pick two or three, and everyone is first choice, volunteer spots, volunteer duties, and game tickets once offered. And you get two tickets.
Awesome. Jada, thank you so much for coming through and chopping it up with us. I mean, Mark, I don't know, y'all. I feel like we might have to make her one of the regulars for every major. Because, I've been searching for somebody.
A good time.
Hey, look, I've been searching for somebody who is knowledgeable enough to speak with me on this. I mean, Mark and I, we talk about all sports. We follow all sports, but our main goal is to get other voices, other perspectives in. And I gotta tell you, and I'm pretty sure Mark feels the same as I do. I mean, you just rocked this thing, girl. I mean, really, you did. I really enjoyed having you on.
Thank you.
And I think you could tell I'm not like the most knowledgeable tennis person because I didn't jump in at all this whole 45 minutes.
That's all right. Watching it.
Keisha's savoring this.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure.
Jam.
And I know Mark can tell because I'm like off the hook, bouncing off the walls right now.
Yeah,
like seriously. Okay. Absolutely. So, like, seriously, January, February, we might, tap on the airways, holler at you to get you to come back and talk about this Australian Open for real. Like Jada,
Naomi said she coming back for Australian Open, right?
I know. It's gonna be a lot coming back, and Nick's crazy ass is gonna try to come back too. So there'll be a lot to talk about then as well. But Jada, thank you so much for coming through and chopping it up with us and our outsiders. And we'll be getting in touch with you real soon. Thank you so much, honey.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful night.
You too.
All right now.
Righty, bye.
Bye. Mark, oh my God, how awesome was that, yo?
That was awesome. And you wanted me to come up with some questions. Come on.
I know. What time is it now? We're like really into it. Okay, so let's take a few minutes, like 10, 15 minutes, to talk about the other main event, that's going down tonight. And gosh, we're already coming through with the drama, dog. Already coming through. Thursday night football, first game of the year. We have the Detroit Lions on the road to take on 2023 Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And like I said, we're already coming with the drama. Looks like we are without Travis Kelce. Outsiders. No Travis Kelce tonight. Adjust your picks. Adjust your fantasy lineups. And to me, this is a big deal. Okay, and I'm going to do this. We're just going to throw it all into the mix together. Mark, I'm going to start it off. The reason why I say this is a big deal, Kansas City's spread started out, I believe, at 7-point favorites.
Yeah.
Then it dropped down to 6.5. When it dropped down to 6.5, during the time that I like to call reality setting in, is when people are actually starting to look at matchups, starting to look at what's available for both teams, starting to look at offensive options for both teams. It drops down to 6.5. Okay. Then a couple of days ago, we get Travis Kelce, who kind of tweaked, semi-injured his ACL. This is something that he's previously had problems with. Everybody's like, now it's like a serious, oh my God. You think about the good old quote unquote Super Bowl hangover. We're going another year without Tyreek Hill, even though they did pretty well without him. The spread drops down a little bit more, to 4.5. That was earlier today. Now, no Travis Kelce. We are down to a 3.5 spread for the Super Bowl champions. Man, and total points have been hovering around 53, 54. I believe last time I checked, they were at 53.5. Mark, what are you looking for in what I think is going to be a fantastic game, a great way to start off the season tonight?
I'm looking for mostly, I think, two things. One, I said it when the schedule came out. I said it last season. Those Lions, they finished last year on fire. That's one of the reasons they got this game.
Come on.
And
give it to me.
I want to see if the Lions are legit, or are they going to be able to keep that momentum and hang with the Super Bowl champs. On the Chiefs side, the Chiefs always start off seasons just so slow and rocky, like lose games that they shouldn't. And
give it to me.
I think the Kelsey thing. I actually think the Kelsey thing is being overhyped. Yeah, he's definitely a difference maker on the field. He's definitely one of Patrick Mahomes' biggest targets, most favorite targets. But it's not like they don't win without him on the field too. And one thing that sticks in my mind, like 2 weeks ago, I think on the show, I mentioned how Kansas City in the preseason games, they were playing their starters, and they weren't playing them like one drive. They were playing them like a whole half. Patty Mahomes was out there too, and they were putting up points. They were putting up points in the preseason games. I have a feeling that's going to carry over, and I think the worry about Kelsey is just going to be much ado about nothing.
Okay, so who are you going with?
I'm taking KC all the way. I think Lions will be able to hang, but I think they'll end up definitely beating that point spread. Okay, all right. Mark and I, we opposite sides of the fence on this one, outsiders. And let me tell you why I feel this way. Mark, first things first, I'm going to go off one of your previous comments, and that's talking about the momentum of the Detroit Lions at the end of last season. They were looking really good. You're talking about putting up points. They had absolutely no problem putting up points. Amon-Ra St. Brown was starting to make a name for himself. He is going to continue to eat this evening. Outsiders, first easy money pick. It's a prop bet, baby. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown plus 60 receiving yards. So it's got to get over 60 yards receiving. Book it, easy money. Second thing, Super Bowl hangover. It's real. More often than not, Super Bowl winners, they dropped the first game. I don't know what it is about it, but that's just the way it goes. Happened to the Ravens. Happened to Peyton Manning Peyton Manning, they really got their ass whipped really bad. But Super Bowl hangover thing, I do believe in that. Number 3, I'm gonna talk about Jared Goff. Okay.
Jared Goff had one of his best career games against the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people don't remember this. I believe it was last year. I think the ending score was like 29-25, something like that. But in that game, Jared Goff had he had over 410 yards. I believe he had 3 touchdowns. So, for another easy money pick tonight, outsiders, I want you to go ahead and take over Jared Goff on those passing yardage. He's going to crack that thing open. I think it was like 255. He is going to eat that he's going to eat that on a Kansas City barbecue. He's going to cook it up real good. It's easy. The last thing, outside of tonight, I think that Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions will also be able to go toe to toe with the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. Not only are we talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown and his offensive threat on the passing yards, but I'd also like to talk about this two running back tandem that Detroit has. Okay, now I was a big fan of Jamal Williams last year when the Detroit Lions had him. He has since then been sitting down to the 504 and the Dirties down there with New Orleans, helping out for a suspended Alvin Kamara. But what the Detroit Lions did to complement that was to add 2 new running backs to the roster, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I think that both of them, they make a good 1-2 punch, and it also makes it for a nice balanced attack for the Detroit Lions. Therefore, all that being said, outsiders, final easy money pick tonight. I am also what I had the Detroit Lions at plus 4.5. I still like them at plus 3.5. Go ahead and book that. That's Major Keisha's easy money pick. I'm always, I feel like with this matchup, the offense and everything has been hyped up so much, and with the way that Vegas acts and everything like that, like, I don't know, it's just something in me that is saying, go under on these 54 points. So, yeah, this is like the final easy money pick for the night. Outside, as Major Keisha saying, under 54 points for Thursday Night Football.
Dang.
Whew. I need something. But, all this to be said, Mark, I think we're going to have a great game tonight. I am so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be amazing, I think. I mean, just the hype from the season being back is enough, but these two teams, I think they're going to put on just a great game.
Yeah, and the Detroit Lions got a lot to prove. They would love to make put their flagpole down tonight. First game of the season. Everybody's looking. Hell yeah, man. They want to do that. And speaking of making their putting down their flag, Muchova's trying to fight back. We're still in the first set. Coco Gauff is up 5-3, but Muchova's looking like she's trying to break back and even up the scale, get back on serve. So, outsiders, there's so much going on tonight. I'm sorry, we got to let y'all go right now. So, 410, you know how we end this show, yo. What's up?
With the Ravens starting Sunday, do you want to just do a pick or maybe drop some extras on Sunday?
Yeah, yo. As a matter of fact, Mark, can we do extras on Saturday?
Yeah.
I might want to throw a little college football in there. Well, actually, you know what we're gonna do, outsiders? Fuck it. It's the first week of NFL football. We're gonna come at you with some extras on Saturday and Sunday. Mark, can we do that, yo?
We can do whatever. We can do a whole other show this weekend if you want. I don't give a damn.
Yo, do not fuck with me. I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to put too much on you. We're going to talk offline. Well, this is what I'm going to say. This is what Mark and I are going to promise y'all outsiders. We're going to give y'all a taste of Jab. We're going to give y'all a little Jabo flavor one way or another. I mean, hell, we might even come through with a whole nother episode, which I'm really leaning towards. So, be on the lookout for the squad. We're going to be out there. We got a lot to talk about with them Ravens. That first game against the Houston, they are going to eat. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Man, what a home opener, man. It's perfect. It's perfect. So, like I said, 410, you know how we end the show. Spread love, yo. We sending the kids back to school. COVID's kind of starting to come back, spike back up. Yo, do what I'm telling you. I haven't stopped. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. I'm Keisha. On the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, listening, tuning in, the whole nine. Share the link, share the love. Peace.
And just want to say, Jada dropped the link for the City Open volunteering, so give that a look too.
All right, there it is. Thanks a lot.